I guess it kinda makes sense that spending 28 years in a post-apocalyptic world, things are going to get weird. Hello everybody, I'm Jay Mere and welcome back to another review for a 2025 movie. And this time I'm going to review another horror movie, and that is 28 Years Later. Yes, this is the newest part in the 28 Later franchise. It all started in 2002 with 28 Days Later. That was a huge hit. Then we had a sequel 28 Weeks Later, which was more adrenaline pushed, which I actually like a lot. And now, after many years later, we finally got a new chapter, and it is 28 years later. So this movie is directed by Danny Boyle, who also did the original movie 28 Days Later, and also written by Alex Garland, a writer that I actually admire in recent years with movies like Civil War or even this year's Warfare. And in this movie we have actors like Jodie Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Ralph Fiennes. So what is this movie about? Well, basically and very simply put, it's a post-apocalyptic world. We had the outbreak of the virus. We have the first survivors trying to figure out this new world, and now we take a huge time jump, and we go back to this world 28 years later. And in this post-apocalyptic world, we basically follow a community of survivors on a small island, um, and we learn how this group of survivors try to survive in this new world, what they have to do, how to deal with the infected people who are still on the main land. So that is basically the premise of this movie, and I actually had really high hopes for this movie. Because, like I said, in recent years I became a big fan of Alex Garland. I like the movies 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later, and I just love this genre of post-apocalyptic movies. And I was really curious what both Danny Boyle and Alex Garland were going to do with this movie. I saw the movie last summer, and I have to say that this was not really what I was expecting from the movie. And to be honest, I'm kinda mixed on this movie. Um, yes, it's pretty weird to say. But let's start with the opening scene. The opening scene, for most part, this was already illustrated in the trailer. It's with a bunch of kids watching an episode of the Teletubbies. That was really fun. Things get bloody, and you even see some blood on the television when the Teletubbies are playing. That is an image that I actually quite like. But I don't know, the opening scene I expected much more. And that is probably because of the opening scene of 28 Weeks Later. That opening scene from the second movie is one of the greatest opening scenes in a horror movie. That was so adrenaline push, so intense, so amazing. And perhaps I was kinda expecting the same thing from this opening scene, and that is not really the case with this opening scene. And then we go with this new community. That was actually very interesting. I was really invested in this community to learn how they are dealing with the infected, how they are trying to survive. Very primitive again, and that was cool. What also was cool was to see this father and his son going on a trip in the mainland where the infected are, trying to survive. And it was actually the first time that this kid go to the mainland and get in touch with these infected people. Yes, the infected people, they look a bit weird. They don't have clothes, but they are very dangerous and very fast. So that gives a very um, intense aspect of this movie. And that first half of the community is actually the part of the movie that I really like. The second half, that's where things got a bit interesting. And then more precisely with the character of Ralph Fiennes. He comes at the more at the end of the movie, and he is a very interested character. I don't know how to really say it about it. Really want to see more about this character in the upcoming movies, but what we got feels like a bit of an anticlimactic ending of the movie, in my opinion. It was not the ending I was expecting, but it was interesting. Didn't bother me, it didn't get me bored or anything like that. It was unexpected, but also very intriguing. It was very intriguing to see all this. But that's a bit what I feel on this movie. It has good things, but it has also lesser things, and it doesn't find a right balance for me. But also, what I want to say about this movie is the technical aspect that they did with this movie, which was also very curious to see. Because certain scenes, and I believe it are mostly the chase scenes and action scenes, they are filmed with smartphones, with a whole bunch of smartphones like in a half circle, turning around characters and around scenes. I've seen some of the behind the scenes. That was actually cool, but I don't think it really works in the movie. It gives something extra to these scenes, but I don't think it is. It really is something nice. Like there are scenes with a bow and an arrow, and every time they shoot an arrow on an infected, these are filmed with a smartphone, and the editing, the way they are filmed, it is really fast, and it's very distracting in my opinion. I don't think it really works. It's nice that they try to do different, but I don't know, it doesn't feel like it is on point yet in my opinion. But it was cool in a way, but yeah. So that's a bit my thoughts on this movie. It's just the first part. It's gonna be a whole trilogy, and this first movie kind of feels like a bit of an introduction film to this world and to these characters. I have already seen the new trailer for the second movie, The Bone Temple, and I think that movie is gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be a bit more action paced than this movie, so really looking forward to that movie coming in January. So these were my thoughts on 28 Years Later. Please let me know what you thought on this movie below in the comments. Would love to read that. And if you want to see more reviews of me in the future, always be free to subscribe to my channel. And till the next time.